This is the Leadership Underground Movement, episode 4. Thanks for coming, spending some time with me. My name is Jeremy Sanders, and really look forward to what we can gain and learn from each other, especially in this project. So, for those of you that have not listened to previous episodes, number 1 was an introduction. Number 2, we talked about the importance of putting our crews first, putting our people first, whoever you are leading, putting them first, and the benefits that are result from that action. Number 3, we talked about building relationships, building respect and trust as a leader with your people. And so, very important stuff, in my opinion, as far as what we need to be working on, learning, and doing as leaders. And episode 4 is absolutely, if not as important, maybe even more important. And why I say that is because we're going to be talking about mission/vision statements. And I feel like without some type of a mission statement, vision statement, whatever you want to call it, you just don't have a target. You don't know what you're aiming at. And so I think it's a very, very vital piece of this whole big picture. And so we'll get into that. So a little backstory on kind of why I feel that this is so important before we get started. And I personally think that this is something that we really need to get going early. This isn't something that we need to start thinking about a month or a week out of getting promoted into a formal spot. We need to have these things. We need to be working through these things in our mind well in advance, so that we're giving ourselves time to truly lay out what we want, not just rushing through it. So personally, I've been in a fire service for 19 years, with just one department. It's the only department I ever applied for. I've been an officer 10 of those years, and the last 3 I've spent as a captain, which is our station officer. So before that, the last 10 years, when I was just a driver, I had no formal leadership role. I really began to start thinking about these things, thinking about, if I ever get the chance to become a station officer, what do I want that to look like? What do I want my crew to look and feel like? And I didn't know the word at the time, but what did I want the culture to look like? That word is really relatively new to me, and this kind of aspect. I didn't really understand the mindset of culture in the fire service, and so I knew of it. I just didn't correlate what I was thinking to culture. But anyway, so that started a process. It started a very, very long process. A couple years worth of ideas and thoughts, and putting it into a computer document, and just kind of changing it as I go, and as I learned and grew more, it would change and evolve. And so, long story short, by the time I was getting really close to promoting, I had pretty much my vision statement mapped out, laid out, maybe a couple tweaks here and there to really polish it out, but it was all set up, and I didn't have to rush to kind of create something. And so I think it's a very important thing to have, and start working on it early. I don't care if you're just a firefighter, and you may be, 2 or 3 ranks away from being a formal leader. It's not too early to start writing this down, and having a document electronically that you can go in and change and adjust is awesome. Because it's nice to, like I said, the firefighters, it's nice to be with somebody as a leader and think, I love how they handle these situations. I love how it makes me feel as their subordinate when they handle a situation like this. Well, that is a perfect chance to sit there and write that stuff down, because really what you're saying is, this is how I want to lead. When it comes my turn, this is how I want to do it. And the same goes for the opposite side of that coin. If you are in a situation where you are not having a good time, if you do not enjoy your leadership or your leader's style of leadership, that's great stuff to write down as well. And basically, just like I said earlier, but the flip of it, what you're saying in that aspect is, I don't want to lead my people like this. I don't want to treat my people like this when it comes time. And so that's what I did. And like I said, it evolved over time. And even once I became a lieutenant, our lieutenants are officers, but you're not really in charge of anybody. You're on a truck or a rescue, or you're taking the place of a station officer when they're gone. So you're kind of a substitute teacher type role. Even when you're on a truck or rescue, you're still under a captain. And so realistically, you're not in charge of anybody, but that was a good time for me to keep evolving the mission, keep evolving that vision statement of mine. And so that's what I did. And I'm very glad I did, because, all those years ago, it, that laid the groundwork of the mission that I work off of right now. And so, has it changed a lot in those probably 12 years now? Absolutely. It's changed. It's changed a lot just in the past 3 years, to be honest with you. But that's the great thing, is when you have something like that, accessible, however you say it, when you have something like that you can get in there and you can change whenever you want to, it's very easy to let that document be fluid. And when you learn, when you grow, when your priorities change, you can easily go in, adjust that, and just keep moving on. And I'll just give you one example of kind of where my mission statement has changed. And so, like I said, I've been a station officer for almost 3 years, be 3 years in April, I believe. And so the mission statement that I had going into that first day, it basically, part of the kind of expectations and kind of get to know me type area of it, I stated that I'm not big into training, but when we are involved in training, I want to have a all-in attitude, a sense of urgency, and I want us to get the most out of it that we can. And basically, that's all it said. So basically, I'm not going to be doing a lot of on my own training, but when we do, let's have a great attitude. Let's do the best we can and get the most out of it. That's kind of what I was saying. Is that me now? Absolutely not. I'm the person that puts out the daily training schedule that I've put out there. I'm the person that tries to do something every day. I'm the person that wants to grow, wants to learn, wants to feel like I accomplish something every day now. That wasn't who I was back then, and that's awesome. That just means that I am growing, I am learning, I'm gaining something in those areas. And so that has helped me to really see kind of the progress that I've made. And so now, when you look at my statement, that's what we talk about. It talks about, we are going to do something every day. We're going to find something to do that's either physical, it's watching online classes, it's being a part of some type of hands-on training, whatever it is, podcast listening, whatever it is. Every day of the week, we are going to be doing something, because that's our goal, is to learn and grow a little bit every day. And I think it's pretty easy to pick out the differences in those two mentalities right there, and you could very quickly say that that's almost two completely different people. And I would probably agree with you. I am a very different person than I was back then. Is that something to be embarrassed about? No, I'm proud of who I am, but I'm also proud of what I have been through and my growth, and proud of the ability that I have had to go through some down times, to make it through some unmotivated situations, and truly turn that around into something that I have now. And so that is something that I try to share as much as I can, is keep evolving not only yourself, but that mission statement. Because as you evolve, as you change, as you grow, that mission statement needs to grow and change and evolve with you. So anyway, I say that to say that I feel like having a mission, having a vision is vital to your success as a leader. And it is vital to your success because it is your target. It is what you are aiming for. Everything you do as a leader should be pointed towards that mission. If you don't have a mission, if you don't have a vision, then how do you know where to aim? How do you know what to focus on as a leader? How do you know how to get where you want to go? And a lot of this is kind of intermingled and meshed together with culture, creating the culture that you want at your firehouse, your crew. And so that's kind of the cliff note, maybe longer than it needs to be, story of why I feel like having a mission is so important, especially when you step into that formal leadership role. And it's very important, and it will make your job easier when you get there if you started focusing on that as an informal leader, as a firefighter, as a driver, up through your early years. So what I'll do now, just to kind of maybe help you out, if you don't really know what I'm talking about, if you don't really know where to start, or maybe just need a little push to kind of understand exactly where I'm going, I'll just go through my mission, my vision statement. And again, I don't even know what to call it. I feel like every time I call it, it's something different. But I've reached out to others, big names in the fire service, of what you think this is. I've literally sent this to those people, and is it a mission statement? Is it a vision statement? What is it? And for the most part, what I got is it's whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. What matters is having it. That's the important part. And so I'll leave it at that. I honestly don't care what you call it. I I don't even know what I rather call it. Like I said, I switch back and forth. But anyway, so this is my personal mission statement for my crew. And I basically break it down into four categories, four pillars, if you will. So number one, and I'll go into each of those a little bit more here in a second. But number one is take care of each other. Number two, do the right thing. Number three, help those we can help. And number four, have fun. So without going into any of these in depth, it's pretty basic, isn't it? There's nothing groundbreaking, nothing mind blowing there. It's basic stuff, but it covers so much, and it is such a great target for me as a leader to shoot for. So going into a little bit more in depth into these, and then that's kind of what I do. In my document, I have these four pillars, and then I've got a few little explanations underneath, if you will, of how we're going to get there. So the first one is take care of each other. And I don't really have to get into this, because what is that? That's literally episode 2 right there, putting my people first. And obviously this is a mission for our crew. So it's not just my perspective. This kind of turns it into, we are all going to put each other first. But that's a lot of what I talked about in that second episode. But under that, I say stay as prepared as possible. And I will use this same one a little bit later here in a second as well. But if you think about it, that is putting my people first. Me being as prepared as I can, me being as well trained as I can, as ready as I possibly can be, that is putting my people first. Because if I am neglecting my fitness, if I'm neglecting my training, if I'm neglecting, any of those things, they could come back to bite us. They could come back to hurt my crew. If I am not ready for something and something bad happens in a fire, whatever you want to call it, and I look back on that situation after somebody got hurt and think, I didn't train at all in that area. I could have been more prepared. That is a conversation I do not want to have with myself or anybody else. I want to put myself in the best possible position to do everything I can, and the best possible position of my crew to take care of them. So that's big right there. So another thing, and this will require a little bit of explaining. So, but I talk about the red 3. So my department, our shifts are red, green, blue. I am at station 3, so we are red 3. So when I first became a captain at my current location, I wanted to do some things to build some morale, to build some team pride, crew pride. And one of the things is creating big red 3 helmet stickers. And at first that was just, it was just something cool to have, that just to show off who we are. And over this past year, I kind of decided, this is something that we need to be proud to show off. This is something to be proud of, to be a part of this crew. So it isn't something that you're just given. You have to earn the red 3. And I know probably somebody might think that that's silly. Okay, it's a helmet sticker, big deal. These are the things that are big to me, because it shows that you are committed. It shows that you are willing to work for something as a team, as a crew. And so I think it's an awesome thing. So just to kind of explain a little bit further, we just got a new member to our crew this last week. He's not a new firefighter, but he's new to our crew. And so, on the first day, we have challenge coins now with our station. And so as I met with him, I gave him a challenge coin. I gave him a nameplate to put in his bunker gear closet, which is an awesome bunker gear closet, which we are so proud of. And it is another symbol of our crew pride. I'll just say that as a side note. But I give those things to him because that's part of being a member of my crew. I want you to have those to show my appreciation of you being here. But he did not get that red 3. And that's what I told him, is that's something that you will earn over time as you show your commitment to this team and your willingness to be a part of this team. And so I just feel like it's a cool thing to strive for. And I love symbols. Like I said, the bunker gear closet, the red 3, the challenge coins that have a logo that we worked on as a crew, basically, all 3 shifts at the station. We worked to create our own logo. I love those things because those things are what keep us going. Those things are what keep morale up, to keep the attitude positive, that keep us united together. And it's funny because they're just silly things, stickers and coins and stuff that people from the outside think are the stupidest things ever. But those are the things that we love, that really bring us together and really fire us up and give us pride and ownership. So, if that's the case, then why aren't we taking advantage of that? So anyway, getting back into the take care of each other, the last one I have in there is build tomorrow's leaders. Oh, that's why we're here right now. That is why the Underground Project was established, is to build tomorrow's leaders. That's how we take care of each other. That's how we take care of this fire service, making it better every day by building better leaders from the ground up. So wrapping that one up. So the next one, and these aren't in order, I just have them. They're 4 pillars. They're not, this is most important. This is the second most important. But the second one is do the right thing. Now, does that mean that we're always going to make the right choices? Does that mean that we're never going to mess up? Does that mean that we are perfect? No, we are going to mess up. My crew had a pretty big mess up here just within this past week, something that we shouldn't have allowed to happen. Is that unacceptable? Well, it shouldn't have happened, and we wish it didn't, and we should have done better. But we're people, we're humans, we're going to mess up. So out of that situation, I was so proud of my crew because we took responsibility for it. Even the people that shouldn't have had to take responsibility for it, the people that weren't even decision makers in that problem, took responsibility for that. And I can't tell you how impressed I am with that. Did that cause a rift in our crew? Did that cause bad feelings in our crew because somebody got in trouble and maybe they shouldn't have? No, absolutely not. And again, something that I am so very proud of, because that very easily could have caused a big problem in some crews. So I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud that I work with people with the level of character that can take responsibility for a problem, that can take ownership of that can apologize for it, that can step up and say, I want to do better. We can do better. We're going to learn from it. We'll take whatever punishment is coming and let's move on. That's the kind of people I want to be with. And that, again, is something I'm so proud to be a part of. And so that's exactly the definition of this pillar is, do your best to do the next right thing. And so, okay, you mess up. So what's the next right thing? The next right thing to do is take ownership for it. Take responsibility. Apologize, to learn, move on. It's not saying you're not going to mess up. It's just saying do the best you can to do the next right thing. No matter where you're at, do the next right thing. So next on that one, and this is another big thing for me. If you see something that needs to be done, just do it. And this is something I've talked about on here. This is something that we talk about a lot at the station. And again, something that I have been very proud of my crew here lately on. If we get to the station and the rig needs gas, fuel, whatever, okay, let's go get it. If it's something that happens over and over again, wear out the other crews, make fun of them, whatever, that's fine. But let's get that over with and let's move on, because it's not worth wasting a day griping about other crews not doing their job. It's not worth the negativity. It's just not, because I guarantee you there are things that other crew gripes about you about every day. There's something that you don't get done that they gripe about. So to think that we are the only people having to pick up the slack of others, it's just not right. If the rig is dirty, if the floor has got leaves on it, if the front apron is got salt from the snow, whatever it is, let's just do it. We're there. We're on duty that day. Let's just do it. I don't want to be a part of a crew that I have to tell them, hey, the rig has been dirty for 3 shifts. I understand that we're not the ones that made it dirty, but we've literally let it stay dirty for 3 shifts. We need to clean it. I don't want to be a part of a crew that I have to tell them that. I want to be a part of a crew that they walk out there, they see it dirty, they know we need to clean that up because we're better than that. That's what I want to be a part of. That's what I want to create as a station officer. And so that's big to me, and I hope that that's big to everybody, because this isn't our stuff. This is the equipment and the rigs and the stations of the citizens we serve. We have to treat it like it's theirs, not ours. Even if it is ours, take ownership of things, make it nice, keep it clean, do your job. That's what it comes down to. Just do your job. So moving on, number 3, help those we can help. And obviously, again, another big one. It's the them for them mission that you see a lot nowadays. And you shouldn't have to go into this much, and I don't really go into it much. And this is where I said earlier that I will get back into the staying as prepared as possible. This is another aspect of that. We have got to stay as prepared as we can, as well trained as we can, so that when we are called upon to help our citizens, we can do it and get the job done and make things better. And that's what it boils down to. We have to put ourselves in a position to succeed. We have to put ourselves in a position to be helpful when called upon. And another big one in that is serving with respect, courtesy, and compassion. Serving our citizens with respect, with courtesy, with compassion. I get it. We go on a lot of BS calls. I get it. We go on a lot of stuff. It's like, you have 4 cars in the driveway and your toe hurts. Can somebody not bring you to the hospital that isn't an ambulance? I get it. I know the frustration. For me, the most frustrating call of all, and this is something I have had to really focus on getting better at, is that call that comes in about 2 minutes before my replacement comes. That's the most frustrating time for me. Some people it's during meals, some people it's during workouts, some people it's just getting woken up at night. Whatever it is, I get it. We all have to do this. We all have to deal with the frustration of running calls that we don't feel are necessary. The problem is, that's our job. It doesn't matter what the problem is. It doesn't matter what the call is. It doesn't matter what the time of day is. It's our job to go help. So let's go do it in the most respectful way we can, the most compassionate way we can, and the most courteous way we can. So that kind of wraps that one up. And now getting into the last one, having fun. Have fun. Obviously that doesn't need a lot of explanation either. I want to create an environment that we love to come to, period. It could all be summed up right there. And I say it over and over and over again. If you are making this job suck, you have got to be putting out a lot of effort to do it. This job doesn't suck unless you try to make it suck. It takes action to make this job suck. It is the most fun job in the world. It is the best job in the world. So why are we making it any less than that? Make it fun. Enjoy coming to work. Have fun with each other. Harass each other. That's the best part of this job. I would not like this job near as much. I don't even know if I could do this job if I didn't have fun, because that's the best part of it. Yeah, we get to help people. That is amazing. that makes us feel great. It makes us feel like we're a part of something bigger than ourselves. That is awesome. But being able to have a family, a second family that we can go hang out with a third of our lives, enjoy the company, laugh with each other, cry with each other if we need to, pester and harass each other all day, and enjoy every minute of it. That is when you're doing it right there. That's when you're doing it right. Something I have on there, and it's just kind of how I like to run it, is we're going to do is everything that we need to get done. We're going to try to get that done as fast as we can. Get it done, knocked out. Whatever training needs to be that we got on, let's do it in the morning. Don't wait till after lunch when everybody is, their energy levels are down and nobody has the motivation. Get it done in the morning. Clean up, rig checks, whatever it is. Let's get it done first thing. Because when we get that done, then we can relax. We can enjoy whatever we want to enjoy. We can hang out. We can study, whatever it is. Get the stuff done that needs to be done, and then we're good. And I just feel like that is a great place to be. I have worked for the people that will find more busy work for you if you get done. And all that does is just makes you work less. If I'm going to do 5 things and get them done and then be able to relax the rest of the day, as opposed to if you give me 5 things and I get them done as fast as I can and as in a good shape, I get them done, and you go find 5 more things for me. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to take all day to do that. That's a crappy mindset to have. So we don't need to foster that environment. We need to take care of our people. If our people work to get the jobs done, give them a break. Don't be looking for busy work to fill time. And last on that one, and this is, I cannot explain how huge this is. Focus on positivity. And I can't even tell you how many times I've said it lately. We are living in a very negatively charged world right now. Everywhere you look, it's like people just want to just pour negativity on you. And so it's never been more important to focus on the positive, spread the positive. It is very hard to be at a fire station for 24 hours when it's a completely negative environment. I literally feel like the life is being sucked out of me when I'm in an environment like that. And it is truly, truly amazing when you compare that environment to an environment where it's a positive environment and that negativity doesn't exist. It's like I can breathe again. I have a huge weight off of my chest. It's such a huge difference. And so we've got to focus on the positive. We've got to start sharing that positivity and make it a great place to come to work. So that pretty much wraps up my mission statement, my a little bit of the expectations. I hope that it helps you. Hope that you kind of see where I'm getting at as far as the importance of it. And because I feel like we have to have that target. We have got to create that target for us to know where we're aiming. And doing these things is not easy. Doing them without direction is impossible. We have got to have some type of direction. So thank you. Again, I appreciate your time. I hope that it wasn't too noisy. I'm sitting here waiting on my kids to get out of an appointment. So I figured this is a good chance to do this. So I will be putting this out and hopefully get another live Facebook discussion over it. Had some really good discussions and a Clubhouse discussion or 2 out of it. So I want to hear what your thoughts are. I want to hear kind of where you're at, some maybe differences in your mission as compared to mine, or whatever you want to talk about. Reach out to me over direct message or look for the live meetings, and we'll talk it out. So thank you very much. Look forward to next time. As always, stay humble and do work.